Hey, good morning to you. Welcome. It's Martin, Jeff, and the Farmchick coming to you high atop the Eagle Building in beautiful downtown Goodland. Our show is being brought to you by Eklund's First Insurance, Northwest Tech, Goodland Sonic Drive-In, Elliott's Home Furnishings, and The Insurance Agency, right here on Eagle Cable Channel 10, also KLOE AM Radio, and we're streaming on the World Wide Web from our Facebook page. Ladies and gentlemen, on my left, it's nobody. On my right, it's the Cow Guy who's here for our annual Christmas show.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Marty. It's a nice day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful morning. We're going to have some more of that snow melt today, probably.
Yep.
So you brought donuts and tea for our morning show here this morning.
I was running a little late. I didn't get you a big gourmet breakfast.
Yeah, that's okay.
There's a lot of good breakfasts around.
But I appreciate the donut. So this is, 3 days till Christmas now? 3 is
Sunday, isn't it?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 4 days. Yeah.
Yeah. It's on Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Which is strange.
It's a strange time to have Christmas, but of course.
But see, preachers like Christmas on Sunday because they don't have to. It takes one less day they have to work. They can do everything all in one day.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, so they're all jumping with joy.
Well, yeah, I was going to bring. I had some sound effects lined up for some jingle bells, and I lost it.
And I heard we can't play my favorite song today.
Yeah, we can't play Hippopotamus for Christmas. It's what's called licensed music, and you can't play that unless.
But due to this show, we have made that song so famous they now use it on national TV advertisements.
When we were just radio only, we could play songs like that.
Yeah,
and here it is. I wonder if that is a little girl that sang that song, an Oklahoman.
We used to know the history on that song. I think it's a little girl out of Oklahoma, and it was recorded, I think, in the 50s, and it's been around since then.
We'll find out real quick here.
But we always liked that song. But one night I was sitting there, and my wife and I was watching TV, and that thing popped up, and I thought, wow, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I kept hearing it in another room, and I never did see the commercial. And you're right, here we were.
So here it is. We're the show that made that song famous. But we can't play it because it's licensed music, but they ought to be giving us that music because we're really the people that made it famous.
Gayla Peavy.
Yes.
Gayla Peavy.
And she's not so little, is she?
Well, not anymore.
Well, but even back then when she recorded it, I think she was probably in her, probably a teenager or so.
Yeah. It was going to...
real unique voice.
1953. The song came out in 1953. She was... trying to find out how old she was, but anyway, look at that old style, record cover there.
Yeah,
that's great.
Maybe we could find it, and we could be like that show, American Pickers, and go out and find record albums.
Right.
Do you watch that show?
Yeah, I used to. I haven't.
I like it. I like that show. I like American Pickers and Pawn Stars and that kind of stuff. So they find some really unique stuff around, and I bet there's stuff that we have in our garage. Or some old buildings or something that they would like.
Yeah, you'd probably give stuff like that, all kinds of stuff like that. She was 10 years old in 1953.
Wow, okay.
So that was 63 years ago.
Mm-hmm. So she's a tick older than us.
Yeah, she's older than us.
A little bit.
All right. Gayla Peavy, wherever you are, I hope you're getting your rights fees from that song.
I do too.
Anyway, so... traditionally, we want to talk a little bit about the Sherman County Foundation, right?
I would love to talk about the Sherman County Foundation. We did our match day just here a couple weeks ago, and we've got everything all totaled up and tallied. And I want to start out by saying Sherman County is a wonderful place. We guaranteed, the Sherman County Foundation guaranteed that we would match up to $10,000 of people that brought money in. And, we were kind of scared we wouldn't even reach that, But by 7:59 that morning, we'd already hit the $10,000 mark. And when the dust had settled by 7 o'clock that night, we had brought in over $62,000.
Wow.
And, we guaranteed to match up 10, so we wanted to match as much as we could. So we've rounded up $40,000 to match with. Wow. So that means that $100,000 is going to go out into this community to those. There was 25 organizations, I think, that you could match to. and we're gonna be able to, and all that money stays right here in Sherman County.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really neat. And then also we had match month where you could match to the foundation if you wanted to match some money. The Hanson Fund was going to help match that up to $50,000, and we matched like 45,000.
Wow.
So we are going to bring in through match month and match day. Sherman County is going to benefit almost $200,000 that we're going to get spread around this community.
Wow.
Which is just fabulous. And I think of all, and the growth potential's phenomenal because there's a lot of people that hadn't heard about it yet and they wanted to help. And so next year we're going to try to make this an annual event, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Wow.
So it's amazing. And some of the really neat stories I saw in there that day, we had some people give some big money, but the majority of the money was, that $100, $200, $300, and a lot of 50s and 25s.
Mm-hmm.
But some of my favorite stories was we had a mother come in with her 2 children, and she wanted to teach them about giving, how important it was to give to your community and help support your community. Her kids gave money.
Wow.
She brought the kids in, they gave money. Another neat story I saw was there was a waitress that had put her tip money in a plastic bag, had been saving it for a while, and she brought it's cash. She brought it in, and she goes, I want to give this to our community. I think it's a wonderful deal. And she has a couple different organizations she wanted to help benefit. And she brought in this tip money that she'd been doing. So, we had all ranges of money, and it was just fabulous. So I just want to take my hat off to Sherman County and say we've always known it's a great place,
mm-hmm.
but this county really wants to get behind the organizations and help see this community succeed. So it's great.
And some of those organizations are like, the Arts Council,
Yep.
Museum, Library.
Yeah, I don't have the
places
list
like
in
that.
front of me, but the Historical Society,
Mm-hmm.
the Carnival Board, the fireworks show for 4th of July.
Wow,
People gave money.
That's really a good
Yeah,
one
they
there.
gave it to that. Those kind of things. And so there was all these organizations. We had some business people come in and say, now, are you going to make this an annual event? And we said, yeah. And this lady said, well, we get, as a business person on Main Street, we have people coming in all the time wanting donations for every organization. She goes, if you guys will do this every year, we're going to tell those people that wait till match day, and we will give you money on match day, and then we can get it doubled. So I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah.
I think that'll work really good for businesses up and down Main Street.
Yeah. Yep.
So
that's
we one of the things, if the thing really grows, they told us that some communities, when they do this, they have a sponsor. And I said, what do you mean a sponsor? They said, well, there's always a few people in some communities that will say, if you raise this amount of money, I will match it. I will help you guys match it. So, somebody will come in and that wants to see the communities, do good, and they want to help the other people give. Like, we could have had somebody say, well, you raised $62,000, I'll write you a check for $62,000.
maybe like a corporate sponsor.
Yeah,
kind
a
of
corporate
thing?
sponsor.
Yeah. Okay.
Those kind of deals.
Mm-hmm.
But that's way down the road, but it's something that could happen.
Yeah.
And so we came pretty close to matching it. We won't get it all matched, but still, we're going to get $100,000 out to these organizations in Sherman County.
Wow. I've heard on the street that the Dane Hanson Foundation is really giving out some big bucks to some of the communities and
Yes.
like 26 counties in western Kansas.
Yes.
I think St. Francis has been the recipient of some nice money up there for their new swimming pool. So
Yeah, right here in Sherman County, they helped the technical college. I think they received a big grant, a big lot of money to help with some building structures and, update a few things. Like Cheyenne County, I think they helped with a swimming pool up there. This Dane G. Hanson thing is just phenomenal. They want to help. I think the history of the thing is Dane G. Hanson's foundation was set up to help the counties that helped him prosper.
Mm-hmm.
And so he wants to take his money in his foundation and help those counties that helped him, and which is a really neat deal. It's unique for Northwest Kansas, and so it's really great that the Sherman County Community Foundation can kind of tag on with him. And in fact, through the Dane G. Hanson money, I think for the last 18 months, we've pumped in $200,000 into Sherman County.
Wow.
Different organizations.
Wow.
So it's been a really tremendous opportunity for Sherman County, and more people will hear about it, and but we really want to support volunteerism is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
With the Dane Hanson thing was, we don't help pay for labor costs to do something. Mm-hmm. We help volunteers help the community is what we do.
Right. Yeah.
So,
well, it's fantastic. Speaking of the tech college and helping, have you been up to see the nativity scenes
around the hospital? I drove around, a week or two. It wasn't too much after you'd done that. And my hat's off to you, Marty. I know you had the Rotary Club and the Technical College help put that thing up, but you're the one that kind of got that thing started. So I'm really proud of you, Marty. That was great.
I couldn't imagine. I don't think they've never not been up that I can recall in the last 30 years. And I just thought, well, we need to keep this tradition going. And I think they look really good. I think they're in pretty good shape. And hats off to the Tech College. Rotary's going to help fund one of their projects in return for putting them up and taking them down.
Well, great.
Kind of restart a tradition. That's the way it was about maybe 20 years ago. Rotary would pay the students to a student club to put them up, and they just came out in incredible force. They probably had 100 people there. I'm guessing students, and they had the electrical department took care of all the electricity, and just even Ben Shears, the president director of the Tech College, was right out there in the middle of it. So. Well,
that's great. He does. I see him a lot out in the community now, and it's really nice to see that happening.
Yeah, it is. So again, hats off to them.
And I understand they have a really good basketball team. I heard the girls' basketball team is phenomenal this year.
Yeah.
And the boys is really good too. But the girls' team this year, I heard, I don't know, they haven't hardly lost a game.
Kevin Lynham, the head coach, is my next door neighbor.
Oh, neat.
And they don't play again until after the first of the year. Most of their home games, I think, are right after the first of the year. So I want to get out and
I haven't been
catch
there.
them.
I haven't been there this year, but I went last year to a game, and it's big time atmosphere.
Oh,
when they're going, it's really neat.
Did you have a chance to go to the wrestling match between that had the Mavericks and the Cowboys side by side?
but I saw the pictures on Facebook, and it looked like it was hilarious, and I heard they had a really good crowd there.
Yeah, I guess we didn't make it either, but so it's great. Hats off to the Tech College for working with the community, and hats off to the school district for working with the Tech College on a lot of things. And
if you go clear back to the history, those two came. I mean, the field house and the Tech College all came together as one.
Yep.
And in one, so the history is pretty neat. So it's neat to see our two schools working together.
Yeah. Okay, so Christmas. You got to tell us a little bit about what you got planned. You're going to have Is the whole family going to be back?
Well, we did the Schilling family Christmas with my folks Saturday, and all my sisters were home, and we had a few of my folks' grandkids that weren't there, just a couple, but majority of them were there, and it was nice. We do that. A lot of good food. My mom always cooks way too much food, and it was fun. And then, as far as my immediate family, we're kind of hoping that New Year's Day we can kind of do ours, because then we get ready to go to the National Western Stock Show, and the boys leave for that on January 3rd. So it's right around the corner.
Wow, I can't believe it's just that close. We did the same thing. We postponed our family Christmas to just this past Sunday with the weather bad and everything. My sisters all come from Denver, where it snowed a little more, but we had a good time. Uncle Dana behaved himself.
Well, good. So, in other words, you had them all there Sunday when the Broncos were playing.
Yes.
Oh my! My! I bet that really got hilarious then.
Yeah, there was a lot of bad words being said. Let's put it that way, because every one of us are Bronco fans.
Well, you're just getting a little taste of what it's like to be a Bear fan. Man. Well, but I think if the Broncos want to get rid of that quarterback that they have now, the Bears would take him pretty fast. I think he's pretty good. I don't
think that's our problem. There's a million other problems the Broncos have that need to be taken care of. The defense is not as good as they should be.
Well, I had a season ticket holder that lives right here in this community. Her name is Colleen Dwell. She told me what the problem was. It's their offensive line, and she's got her down. I think
you took the words right out of my mouth. That was my next. And the offensive line, I think, has had problems for several years, but It's worse this year. And when you got Peyton Manning, your line can be a little off because he's so good at what he does and getting rid of the ball and everything. But I'm disappointed in that defense too. They should have. I wish they would have done to Tom Brady this week what they did to him last year.
Yeah. But anyway, football and Christmas and family and food and all that kind of needs. It's that time of year.
So we're going to cook. Kind of got this idea from you, a prime rib.
That's good.
And it's one of those things that we were afraid of for many years. That this you go to the restaurant and that's the most expensive thing on a Saturday night that you can get, and it's always cooked fantastic. And we can never do that. But it's turned out really good. It's been easy to do.
A prime rib is really pretty simple to make. There's several ways you can do it. You can do the high heat and then shut the heat off and let it cook itself, or you can do the slow roasting on a grill if you want to do it. I mean, it's a really neat piece of meat to work with, and people, it's unique enough for people that it's a specialty thing.
Well, and we've also learned that I like mine a little nice and pink and a little rare, and so the outside cuts are the rare, and it's
rarer on the inside.
It's rarer on the inside than the outside.
And more well done on the outside.
That's what I was
on the outside tips. So everybody's got a piece of meat that they can like. They can kind of just pick through there and see how they like theirs done, and it's really good with your horseradish.
I was just going to say that really pairs up good.
Yes, you have really good horseradish.
Yeah.
Now,
do you do a little au jus too?
No, I don't. We haven't ever done that. Yeah. I'm kind of a basic meat and potatoes kind of guy, you know. But I did. My wife gets that Paula Deen cooking magazine. She's got some kind of unique little appetizer things I'd like to try. Maybe I'll do that for Christmas.
Okay.
So
I had the day off the other day, and my wife left me a note. Here, make these. I had to make pretzel turtle Rolos.
Oh,
pretzel turtle Rolos.
I've had those. Those are really good.
They really are.
They are, and they're not that too tough to make, are they?
Well, no. If I could do it.
Yeah. I've had those, and those are really unique. I like those. Those are really good.
Pretzel Rolo. Oh, never mind.
I get into this time of year though. I'm a big sweet potato connoisseur.
Oh, really?
I really like sweet potatoes, and but
didn't we have this discussion before? Or maybe that was about potatoes in general.
Could be, but I like the sweet potato thing. I like for a holiday meal. I like the sweet potatoes. Some people don't like those, and
your wife cooks a special recipe, a sweet potato recipe.
Yeah, it's called the Ron. So it's got lots of sugar and sauce, and she uses she makes what we call gooey rolls or something, or monkey bread. Anyway, she uses the same stuff she uses on that monkey bread into my sweet potatoes. It makes it really, really good.
Wow. So, isn't it interesting how everybody's got some traditional old recipe that you got to have for every holiday? For us, we call it, it's a fruit jello type of salad. It's got Coca-Cola in it.
Really?
That my mother, I don't know if she invented it, but she always made it. She named it Sarah salad after my daughter when she was a little girl, because Sarah always loved the salad. So every year, everybody comes in the house, we're going to have Sarah salad.
So do you make it? Do you do it?
No, Sarah makes it now.
Oh, really?
She's in charge of making her Sarah salad. So.
Well, now, I've heard all kinds of stories about, cookies that get passed down over the generations. And so you got to make sure that Sarah salad gets passed down over the generations.
Yeah. Jeff Deeds he was supposed to be here today, couldn't make it, but he was going to bring us some of his cookies that his family make. You've heard of his famous cookies?
Yeah, the sister thing.
Yeah.
It's got passed down to the oldest daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty unique story, and that's kind of good. But these are the kind of stories that unique to each family, and Christmas time is one place where you can kind of make some traditions. So
yeah,
I like that.
Well, I hope that for Thanksgiving we got a few other traditions. My oyster dressing, and you
I would like to try that sometime, Marty.
I think you would really like it.
I think I'd like to try it.
It's pretty. It's a little spicy, and flavorful, and most everybody eats it.
Well, good.
There's a few that won't touch it, but
I've tried all those little crab cakes. Everybody talks about crab cakes. I wasn't a big fan. Wasn't a big fan of that, but maybe I got a bad one. I don't know.
You probably don't eat a lot of seafood. In
No, I don't. But I kind of like it. But my closest thing I get to seafood is red lobster. I don't know if that's really good seafood or not, but I like it.
It used to be kind of good. I don't know. I had a couple of disappointments last time. When you go to so the 3rd of January, you're going to the stock show.
Yeah.
And you go to a traditional, Brazilian restaurant.
Yeah,
there.
we go to that Texas D Brazilian Steakhouse there, and that's where the old airport was. You get off there, the big Bass Pro Shop place or whatever it is, and take a right, swing around there, and they got all these little shopping centers and restaurants in there. And we go to that Texas D Brazilian Steakhouse, and it's I love it. The salad bar is great. Lots of cheese. I like the cheese, and the meat's really good, and so. But we kind of make that a tradition to go there too.
Is that the place where they cut the meat on there? The meat's all stacked up and they cut it off.
Yeah, and they got the little guys walking around in their Brazilian outfits, and running around. You put your little sign up if you want more meat, and so it's kind of neat. I like that, and then we've got into the last couple of years. We stop at Ruth Chris Steakhouse on the last night that we're there. Always like those kind of a Ruth Chris Steakhouse. It's down there by the convention center. You get down in there, and it's a different part of town for me, and we go there and have a really nice meal with the kids, and we've tried to make that a tradition. I don't know if we'll get it done this year or not, but we've done it the last couple of years, and it's kind of nice to take your kids to a white linen place to eat once in a while.
Yeah.
So we do it once a year.
Those are always neat. The stock show itself, is it kind of like the fair where there's food vendors there,
yes.
things on a stick and things?
Yeah, well, not as much as a state fair, but a lot of food vendors there. And now this year's going to be different at the National Western Stock Show because they're doing a lot of construction projects. They've got they're redoing that whole fairgrounds out there, and so I don't know how much of it's going to be tore up, and if it's going to be a disaster to get in and out of there. Or
that's where they're putting the Colorado State Fair.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. They'd probably like to, but this is where, they're going to just rebuild the National Western Stock Show, tear down the old yards, and kind of do them different. They've been buying some property up, trying to expand. They're kind of landlocked down there, and if it would have been up to me, I would have just moved the whole thing out there by the new airport. Give people more room, but they want to keep it historic and keep it downtown. Denver figured out that it brings a lot of money into downtown Denver, and so that's where they're going to do it. So it is what it is.
I guess you could put it out by the airport. It'd be closer to home.
Be closer to Edson. It'd be better.
Pretty soon, Lyman's going to be a suburb of Denver.
That place is really growing.
Yeah.
Really, really growing.
Yeah. I know a lot of people went to Denver last weekend on that cold Saturday.
Yes.
Because the K-State Colorado State game was a doubleheader and then the Nuggets and the Knicks played afterwards.
Yeah, that was neat I heard the Goodland basketball boys got to kind of hold the flag out there for the Knicks game, and got to see Ron Baker. And so I thought that was a pretty neat deal. And K-State actually won, and I guess the Nuggets won too. So
I missed that. I forgot to watch.
And but I guess this Ron Baker's just doing really, really well.
My dad said he read an article. He thinks maybe it was in the New York Times, but it was online. That either was the coach or the owner, the coach of the Knicks says that Ron Baker is going to be an incredible player eventually. He's going to be a sensation in the NBA.
That would be great. And little boy from Scott City, Kansas.
Yeah.
Isn't that neat? They played right here in the Max Jones Fieldhouse.
Played here in Goodland against our kids.
Yeah.
It's always great when that kid. I don't think we've ever had an NBA player from this part of the state.
We've had a couple NFL players, but never an NBA player, I don't think.
A lot of college players.
So
if you get to the point with your wife, do you still give her a Christmas present? You used to do a little spiel on buying presents for your wife.
Right at the end. I always love to shop right on Christmas Eve is when I like to go shopping. But I probably haven't been as good about getting Christmas presents. We buy a lot of other stuff for, I don't know. You get to a point where, I don't know, what do you buy each other that you
exactly. It's hard to figure what.
But we'd like to rather spend our money on the grandkids and do that kind of stuff. And
we've done a lot of that this year, but there's a rule, a written rule, probably a written rule. You don't buy a kitchen appliance for your wife.
That probably wouldn't be good.
Although I did a couple, 2-3 years ago, and she was thrilled. The big old-fashioned mixer things.
Yeah, I think my wife would like those. I think the biggest thing is you just don't buy them a vacuum cleaner.
Well,
see that or you get a lot
I
of
was
trouble.
just getting ready to say, would it be okay to buy her a vacuum cleaner?
No, I don't think you
shouldn't.
No,
do that. Okay.
To buy her that for a New Year's Day present or something, but probably not a Christmas present. But
It's also the last few years. It's been we're not going to give each other any presents. Let's give it all to the grandkids, and then. It never. I know she's going to end up giving me something, so I get her something, so I'm prepared.
Yeah. Oh, you
same things happen.
Have a mutual agreement, I think, and we got a few other things we're doing, and so that'll probably be our Christmas presents to each other. So
yeah.
But no, it's used to. I don't know what you do on that. I don't know what the special thing, the diamond earrings and the jewelry and those kind of things. But we just really never got into that stuff too big.
I did that a couple of times over the years, and she really doesn't want anything else, I don't think, in that line. Of course, I could be wrong. Now, said at the beginning we couldn't play our hippopotamus song, but we can play some jingle bells here.
Well, that'd be good.
I don't think this is licensed music. So there's our Christmas music for...
Well, I guess it's in the spirit. Oh, and speaking of getting in, do you sign up and go ring the bell for the Salvation Army?
I have not done that.
I did that a couple years ago, and it was really, really cold. But I think Marcia's going to get. I think she's going to take her granddaughter and go do that this week. So
they got a little hut there that you can step into. And
yeah,
I did. 4 years ago, a local. I can't think of who it was. Put together a little brass band. And they asked me if I played trumpet. I hadn't played trumpet for probably 20 years. And I got it out, got the music, and I could just go riding a bike.
It was? You could play it right again?
Yeah, I did really good. And so we went out and played at Walmart, right next to the bell ringers. And
you going to do that again?
No, we don't have anybody together. Those people are gone that put that together. And my friend Don McKenzie every year says, why don't we do that this year? And so a month before... Yeah, when are we going to find time to do that? And a week before, there's no way we can get it together.
So what instrument does he play?
He's going to play. He played trumpet in high school with me, but he's going to play baritone.
Really?
You know what a baritone is? It looks like a small tuba or something.
Yeah.
And
I saw a special the other night on I think they're doing it out in Denver. Those was it a ukulele? Looks like a little guitar. Yeah. They have like 60-some people playing these ukuleles.
Really?
And they said if they get another 20 people, they'd be bigger than the Colorado Symphony. They wouldn't be better, but they'd be bigger.
Be bigger.
So it seemed like they have a fun time doing that kind of stuff. I like music, not very musically, but inclined. But I'm just as important as the band because somebody has to listen to it and clap and cheer.
That's right.
That's
a perfect way to sign off the show. It's words of wisdom once again from the Cow Guy.
Okay.
So,
well, Merry Christmas, Marty.
Merry Christmas to you, and it's been wonderful having you with us on this show. We used to do it all the time.
Yep.
The kids will be back. We won't be back till after the first of the year for our next show. So take a little Christmas break, and everybody out there have a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Be safe, and enjoy time with family and friends. Remember, 19 years.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
I do, and eat some beef. It's great.
Okay. Thanks to the Cow Guy. Thanks to our sponsors, Goodland Sonic Drive-In, The Insurance Agency, Elliott's Home Furnishings, Northwest Tech, and Eklund's First Insurance here on Eagle Cable Channel 10, KLOE AM Radio. And spread the word. You can hear our show over the World Wide Web on our Martin, Jeff, and the Farmchick Facebook page. Have a great holiday weekend, everybody.